Imagine leaving the grocery store with 5 bags of food, dropping 2 in the parking lot, and then never bothering to pick them up. Crazy, right? But that's exactly what we're doing in the US today, leaving 40% of all our food uneaten. This is food waste, and the USDA defines food waste as edible food that is not consumed for any reason. Now, every year, roughly 1.4 billion tons of food is wasted globally. With the average car weighing at 2 tons, that's about the weight of 640 million cars. But what happens to all the food that gets thrown away? Well, over 97% of food waste ends up in the dump. This results in food waste being the largest component going into our city landfills. You might think food would biodegrade naturally in a landfill like it does in an open environment, but it turns out that's not true. Food left out in nature has enough air and bacteria to decompose safely, meanwhile food in landfills does not, producing large amounts of a dangerous greenhouse gas called methane. For perspective, if food waste were a country, it would rank 3rd in greenhouse gas emissions. Individual consumers account for 21% of food loss in the US, with the average American throwing away 300 pounds of food per year. So that means you, yes you, can make a huge difference if you follow these 3 tips. 1. Plan what you want to eat before going out to the grocery store. This way you can see what food you actually need beforehand. 2. When you're done buying groceries, be aware of how and where you store your food. Freeze food if you think you have too much. Organize your fridge and pantry with older foods in the front so you know what you should eat sooner rather than later. Tip 3 is using expiration dates as suggestions rather than set rules. Many foods from eggs to canned goods are perfectly safe to eat even after their printed expiration dates. Remember that best before doesn't mean poisonous after. So keep these tips in mind and you can do your part to reduce food waste.